Most beginner English learners ask the same question: where should I begin? I usually answer this with a list of 5 key topics that English learners should master before trying anything more difficult. Today's lesson is about one of those 5 things. Stay tuned as I make present continuous tense easy. Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Edward from English Made Easy, and let's start by clearing up some confusion. What is the difference between present continuous tense and present progressive tense? The answer? Nothing. The only difference is whether or not you're speaking to people who use UK English or US English. Present progressive and present continuous are the same tense. Now that's out of the way. Let's work on analyzing why, at the beginning of this video, I said present continuous is one of the 5 topics I recommend beginners learn. There are a few reasons why I recommend this, but one of the most important is that present continuous is a very commonly used and very useful tense. Present continuous is mostly used to talk about actions that are currently in progress. It should be obvious to understand why being able to talk about things we are currently doing is really useful when communicating. There is another time, apart from things currently in progress, that we use to describe with present continuous tense. Stay tuned to the end of this video for me to give you that bonus usage. The next reason why I recommend beginners learn about present continuous tense is because of its structure. We'll take a look at detail of the structure of present continuous tense soon, but there are 2 really important parts of it which are great for beginners to practice. First, learners will get a lot of practice with the verb to be, and learning how to adjust it so that it agrees with the subject. And second, learners will become introduced to verbs in their continuous form. That is, verbs ending with an ing. And what's the last reason why I recommend beginners learn present continuous tense? Because it's easy to use and easy to understand. This will build confidence in the learner's ability to use English grammar correctly. And English grammar, understandably, is something that's really scary for a lot of new learners. Now that we've covered why you should learn all about present continuous tense, let's focus on when and how to use it. As mentioned earlier, present continuous is normally used to discuss and describe actions currently in progress. These can be things happening right now. For example, I'm wearing a blue shirt. Or activities that we have recently started and haven't finished yet. For example, I'm reading a really great book at the moment. In both of those examples, the action started in the past and is in progress in the present. Hence, we use present continuous tense. And how about the structure of present continuous tense? Well, that's also not too difficult, as long as you can remember to make sure that the verb to be matches the subject. The basic affirmative structure of present continuous is the subject plus is, am, are, plus verb ing. We use is with the subjects he, she, and it. We use am with the subject I. And we use are with the subjects you, we, and they. When writing formally, we normally say I am, he is, they are, etc. But when speaking, we usually use the contracted form. He is becomes he's, she is becomes she's, and it is becomes its. I am changes to I'm. You are changes to you're. We are changes to we're. And they are changes to they're. Remember, using the contracted form when speaking is not essential or crucial, but it will definitely make you sound more natural. Changing the verb to become continuous, i.e. adding ing, is really easy as well. Just remember, if the verb ends with an E, we cut the E and then add ing. Let's look at some examples of present continuous in its affirmative form to get a better understanding. He is watching the latest episode of Game of Thrones, so he doesn't want to check Facebook for spoilers. I'm sorry, I can't help you right now because I'm cooking dinner. They are wearing red clothes because they support Manchester United. Now that we understand how to correctly use present continuous in its affirmative form, let's check out how to use it in the negative form. Out of every type of tense, changing continuous tenses into the negative form is the easiest. All we have to do is remember to put not after the verb to be. So the new structure becomes subject plus is, am, are plus not plus verb ing. Again, there's a difference between formal writing, where we don't use a contraction, and informal speech, when we normally do use the contracted form. He is not changes to he isn't. She is not changes to she isn't. And it is not changes to it isn't. I am not becomes I'm not. You are not becomes you aren't. We are not becomes we aren't. And they are not becomes they aren't. Let's check out some examples of sentences using the negative form of present continuous tense. I'm not taking maths this year because I want to focus on languages. He's eating a sandwich. He isn't eating a hamburger. They aren't learning Chinese anymore because they said it was too difficult. The last structural aspect of present continuous that we want to look at is the interrogative form, or how to ask questions. The structure is nearly identical to the affirmative form. The difference is we swap the subjects with the verb to be. So the new structure becomes verb to be is, am, are plus subject plus verb ing. Because of the restructuring, there are no contracted forms when asking questions using present continuous tense. Let's check out some examples. Are they waiting for somebody to meet them there? What are you eating? It looks really delicious. Is he sweating a lot because he just did some exercise? I mentioned earlier in this video that I had a bonus usage of present continuous for us to look at. When you hear the words present continuous, it makes sense that we're talking about things happening right now. Well, what if I told you it's also possible to use present continuous to talk about plans in the future? As long as we are being really specific with the details of the plan and we aren't talking about something too far into the future, we can indeed use present continuous tense. Structurally, there's no change. Just make sure you're specific with the time so the listener knows you're talking about something in the future. I am meeting my family for dinner at the mall in around 30 minutes time. He isn't coming tomorrow because he has an emergency at work he needs to take care of. Are they attending the conference next week or staying at the office? Notice in all those examples, I gave the specific time in the future that the plan will take place. This is essential when using present continuous tense to talk about a future plan. The only time where you may not need to do that is if somebody has asked you a question about your future plans and they have specified the time already. For example, if somebody asked you, "What are you doing tonight?" you could just respond with, "I'm watching a movie." In their question, they specified the time was tonight. There's no need for me to respond again by mentioning the word tonight. I'd like you to practice now. In the comments section, I want you to write 4 sentences. One using present continuous in its affirmative form, one in its negative form, one in its interrogative form, and one when referring to a plan you have in the future. I look forward to reading all your sentences and your interesting plans. Thanks for watching this lesson of English Made Easy. If you feel like this video helped you, please give it a like, share it with your friends, or even consider subscribing to see more of our videos. If you have a question that you want answered, please post it in the comments section below. Or if you'd like to join our community, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even support us on Patreon. You can find the links to all of these below. Thanks for watching and keep learning.